So this meeting is being recorded. If you have any question, feel free to post it in the chat window, or just unmute yourself and ask it. And when I share my screen, chances are that I may not have access to the chat window. So Kumar, if you can, if you see any questions or anything, someone raising hand, feel free to stop me. Let me share my screen. All right, so the next thing you will see is my screen. I hope you all can see it, right? All right, so let's start with a quick review of what we have done so far, because this is going to be foundation for today's session. And I hope all of you are very excited about writing code, because today that's what we're going to do, as promised last time, is write more code. Right, so let's jump into it. So we learned so far.
I can see it.
You don't see it?
I can.
Okay. Perfect. So what we have learned so far, and what we'll be building our base today, is variables in Java have three things: type, name, and value. Type translates to memory size. Boolean is 1 bit, can store either true or false. Its range is 0 or 1, which is either is false or true, nothing else. So that tells us when to use Boolean is when we have to store either true or false. Integer type is 4 bytes. It is 32 bits because each byte is 8 bits. It can store only numbers, no fractions. So we know the limitation of integers now. Its range is negative 2 raised to 31 to 2 raised to 31 minus 1, and the bracket next to it is in the exact numbers. We don't have to remember it. Today we'll find out an easier way to find this number out, but maybe during the AP exam, we should be aware that this is the range of it, of an integer. A double is 8 bytes, and which is 64 bits. So why do we need a double when we have an integer? Is because it can store fractions. Neither can Boolean nor can integer, but double can store fractions. So if we have decimals, we need double. Nothing else can help us here. Its range is significantly higher because it is 64 bits, double than that of integer, and store more numbers. But 15 significant decimal places are reserved for fractions. Java types fall under two categories: primitive and reference. Well, there are more categories, but restricted to AP course. It is primitive and reference that we'll deal with. Primitive are Boolean, numeric, and floating point. Numeric is integer type, which is bytes, byte, short, int, long, and char. But we'll just be dealing with integer. And floating point is float and double. We'll be dealing with doubles. And then the other type is reference, which is class, interfaces, enumerations, and array. We'll look at a few of them as we progress in AP coursework, but this is good to know here. Next what we learned was declaring and initializing a variable. Example is int total score is equal to 10. So type is integer, name is total score, and the value is 10, which is a point number 1, which is required for variables in Java. A final variable values don't change after initialization. So if you declare a variable as final, and whatever value you assign to it, you can't change it. If you try to change it,
just the camera to your face.
Sorry. So if we change it, Java is going to complain about it, and won't let that happen. So why would we need something like such? is we would need it when we have some constants like pi. We don't want anyone to change value of pi. Or maybe like number of days in a week. It cannot be more than 7. So those things are final. Next we learned was variables follow camel casing naming convention. Why is it important? Because that's expected from a Java programmer, is that they'll follow this. During AP exams, the examiners, they look at thousands and thousands of code and they have no time, and it's unfair for them uh, to expect from them that they'll go and chase down each variable. They'll just read the name and try to guess what you're trying to do. So it's going to help them, which will help you. So that's one. Secondly, difference between a novice programmer and a seasoned programmer is the way they write the code, the way they choose the name of variables. And that tells how well a person knows a programming language. If someone writes variable x, y, z versus a total score, or something more meaningful, it tells how seasoned the person is, or how good of a programmer they are. Next we learned was, which is equally important, is commenting our code, because it makes it more readable and it tells that the programmer knew exactly what they were doing. Uh, there are two types: inline or single line code comments, and other is multi-line. When you have more things to write about explaining your program, you use multi-line. So once we have this quick review, let's jump straight into today's session. Today we'll be covering 3 topics. Well, don't get carried away with 3 topics because these are not those big in their breadths, and they're kind of interrelated. So it's good to finish them in one session. So let's start with the first topic, whitening or auto type conversion. In Java, what this means is certain types of variables, they get auto converted to different type, and Java does it for us. In the scope, we have Boolean, integer, and double. So as an example, Java will automatically convert integer to a double type if it feels that's what is required. And this is called widening, because integer is 4 bytes, while double is 8 bytes. So Java automatically widens integer to become a double. Right? But point to be noted here is it doesn't work for Boolean. You cannot auto-convert a Boolean into an integer or a Boolean into a double. So that's one exception that we have to keep in mind. Now, everyone get to your IDE, and let's quickly write this piece of code in your IDE. And as you get done, raise your hand.
Is this in the Hello World program?
Yes, so that's a good observation. So the way today we'll be programming is we'll have this one hello world Java, right? So delete everything what is in the function main, and you can also delete the hello world. You don't need that. And then whatever code that we'll be writing today, let me bring the windows together so that you can see it in a comparative manner. So let's say we are writing this code today here, right? So what we'll do is, in the same class here, we'll just write. So you all can start typing with me, and let's write this one together. Integer.
Hey, Prakash, can you zoom in? Somebody's asking for.
How about that?
There you go. Is it good? Okay, and one more question to Gavin. Gavin, do you have your IntelliJ installed?
I have it installed. I just don't have this hello world thing.
Okay, but do you have the IntelliJ?
Yeah, but I have it installed, yes.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, keep in mind, you can just open a notepad, a program, and type this in with the proper indentation. It's all, like Prakash said earlier,
Yes.
It gives you good practice.
Okay.
All right. Okay. If any of you are behind, slow, just type it in. Then we can look at your screen or any help you need. Okay. Thanks.
All right. So Gavin, real quick, did you have your IDE open? We can quickly set up a project for you.
Yeah, I have it open.
Okay, then go to File and do a new.
Okay.
Do a project,
All right.
and then just click on Java,
Mhm.
and then hit Next.
Hit make.
Next, and then
Make. Okay.
Yeah.
Next. Yep.
And then next from the second screen as well.
Right.
Go to New and give it a location wherever you want this project to be saved. Maybe in my case, I've put it on desktop.
Okay.
But choose a location, give it a name. So for us, I think we all gave it hello world, all lowercase, no space.
Okay. All right.
Then hit finish,
Yep.
and it should be where we all are. So you'll see a directory named source under the hello world.
Yep.
And on there, do a right click, do a new Java class.
And no Java. Okay.
And then give it a name. We all gave it hello world with
Yep.
K upper and W uppercase.
Mhm.
Hit enter.
All right, I see it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. So everyone, now we all are on the same page. And we'll also take care of a situation when the IDE is not compiling code. So I'll show that once we write this. So let's all type together this time. But now you all know all the programs that we'll be writing today. Just use the same file, delete everything, all contents of it, or reuse whatever you can, and then we'll just keep running the same piece of class instead of writing new class for every code we do today. You all will get this slide anyways, so we can later on replicate it. Right, so let's all type together. If you have already completed it, go ahead and run it and see what results you get. System.out.line integer value. Right, everyone with me so far? Let's run the program. What do we get? There it is. Everyone gets the same result. Integer value is 100, double is 100.0. And folks who don't have the IDE working, once you have written your code here, save it, and then right click on the Java, like hello world.java file. You can also like go to source folder, and in the hello world file, right click on it, and in the menu you will see something called as reveal in finder or reveal in directory, something like that. It might be different for Windows, so click on that. It will show you, it will open the folder where the Java file is. Now you should know where this is, because the way you can run this program is do a CMD, like open a command line on Windows or a terminal on Linux-based systems, and navigate to the location where your project is. There it is. So when you go there, see what all files you have, and you'll see your hello world.java. Okay, yes, Sally. So what you have to do is you have to open a command line on Windows. Shortcut for that is you press the Windows key and press R key together, and then just write CMD.
How many of you have worked with command prompt terminal windows? Are you able to invoke the command prompt? And okay, good.
Yeah.
Anybody that has difficulty invoking your command terminal?
Hallie, do you want to share the screen?
Like you mean opening it or something?
So everyone can open this command line, right? There's a prompt. Everyone can. Anyone who.
How do you do it again?
So you press the window key and then keep it pressed and press the R key.
Window.
So yeah.
Oh, on Mac. I'm on Mac. So
The R key?
Yeah. So you press the Windows key and the R key. On Mac, you just in the Spotlight search, just search for terminal.
search for, sorry?
Terminal.
Liam has typed it in the chat window as well.
Okay.
So you can see it on my screen.
It's terminal. Okay.
Terminal, yeah.
Okay.
Then, yeah.
I'm sorry, I was able to do that, but then it brought up like files.
Yeah, there Edward's showing the program path on Windows. So somebody said it showed something else. What was that?
I hit Windows R and it just brought up like folders.
So keep your Windows key pressed and then press R key, and it still brings up folders. It should give you a small.
Wait, I'm sorry, are you saying Alt or R?
R.
The letter.
Yeah, that's what I did.
What Windows do you have?
I think Windows 10.
Windows 10. Can you quickly look up like how to open the command line in Windows 10? I don't have Windows, so I might be kind of a little off the steps.
So you go to the Windows Start button, and there's a little box to type search programs and files, and type CMD in it on Windows, and then it opens your command prompt.
My IntelliJ is saying that it could not find or load main class hello world $main. When
Okay.
So who's this? Gavin?
no, Parashar.
Parashar. So what is the error that you're getting?
So it's saying, so when I run the program, it says could not find or load main class hello world $main.
You have public static void main, right, in your class?
Yeah.
Okay. If you right click on your Java file, like hello world file, in the project area on the left of the screen, do you see run hello world.main there at all?
Oh, when I right click on hello world
file, yeah, it opens up a menu, right?
Yeah, it says yeah.
Try that.
Yeah, it works then.
Yeah. So there's something called as run configuration. We'll have to change it. We'll work on it later. But for now, it is working, right? It gets the job done. For everyone.
And also, why do we have the command prompt open? I didn't get that.
So this is how to compile the Java program without using IDE. So for if we ever run into problems where IDE is not working, and eventually when we'll move away from using IDE altogether, then we'll have to figure out a way to compile our program and run it.
Okay.
Right. So we were just practicing that so that everyone can run programs today. So we can write the program in IDE, but run it from command line if IDE is not working.
Wait, how do we make it so the CMD can use Java?
In the command prompt, if you write Java space one hyphen version, it should print out. It should already have Java linked with it. So once all of you have your command prompt open, then in there just type Java space hyphen version.
Oh, okay.
You can see it on my screen. I'm kind of sharing that as well. So here we just type Java version.
I have a question.
Yes.
How do you like switch to the directory of the Java thing?
For the program that we have written.
Yeah.
So the one way that one I do is I right click on the file, Java file, and then in the menu that it shows up in the ID, you'll find an option called Reveal in Folder or Reveal in Finder, or depending on what operating system you have. So
Okay.
if you click on that, then it opens the directory where the file is located.
Mhm.
Once you have that, then you can right click on it and do get info or properties, and then there you can find your path where that file is.
All right. And then I tried to put it into command prompt. Like I tried to do like the thing that you did with CD, but for some reason it didn't work. Like when I hit enter, nothing happened.
You're using Windows, right?
Yeah.
So Windows, I think.
Can you share your window? Can you share? Can you? Yeah. Let's take
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and do present.
Okay. So basically, I just type in CD, and then I put the link of my project, and then when I hit enter, nothing happens. It just goes back here.
Zane, let's see your window.
Yeah, it's just, oh, this you mean?
Yep, whatever. You share your screen.
I am. This is
You
like
are?
what I typed in. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not able to see. Let's see.
I'm still presenting.
Prakash,
So,
can you? Yeah.
Oh, wait, can you see?
Yeah,
Yes.
now it's loading. So.
Okay. All right. Can you make it bigger?
Yeah.
There we go.
So basically, I just typed in this, and then when I hit enter, nothing happens.
What is E drive?
It's like the drive that I have my project saved to.
So I'm gonna find the path specified.
It just says nothing.
Open your My Computer.
My computer.
Yeah. So you have drive E there. Okay.
Yeah. So this is the drive that it's under, and then it starts. It's over, right now. It starts out like right here.
Correct. Okay, that's interesting. So, okay, just to see, why should it be? Fernando, do you have any idea what's going on here? I've not used Windows for quite a while, so I might be kind of shooting in the dark.
Maybe the path is wrong. Can you open the E drive?
Yeah. Where was it?
Yeah, open it up, and
open.
then users. Zane.
So basically, this is the project.
So on the see on the top, it says this PC storage. Click there on the empty space. You copy that, and that's what you did, right? Copied
Yeah,
that
that's what I did before, and then I just went to CD and pasted it, and then it just nothing happened.
Do a CD and then double quotes, paste that.
All right.
If that works.
Okay, I just wanted to point a couple of things. In the hardware hard disk drives, there are two things you need to understand as a software engineer or a programmer. There are logical drives and there are physical drives. You can have a physical folder structure that you really create a folder on, say, C:\\, and then you create a folder there. and you can see that, and then you can drill down to different subfolders that you create. You can also create a logical entry point, and you can kind of use that as a reference for some programs. Okay, you were able to hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So understand that, for example, I'm seeing the path here that says /users and your name and then the project folder. Typically, these are Windows way of organizing logical folders. And then it says in the environment, this is the person logged into this computer, and then it is available in the environment. But your fundamental understanding should be you have installed Java on this computer on this drive, and then all of your projects are in the same area, and Java should know the path where your code files are and where you are telling Java to compile it from. All those are important. Whether it is physical folder structure or logical folder structure, do some research after this class, and it is a good understanding that you need to have.
I got the answer, Zing.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lowercase e.
Lowercase what?
E.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, it works on mine.
So anyhow, Zain, for
That's
you,
fine.
your ID is working, right?
Yeah, I can still run it through the IDE.
Okay, fine. Then for you, stick to that.
Okay.
For everyone whose ID is not working, can you all navigate to where your file is?
All right, so should I stop sharing my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
And once the session is over, then do investigate on what's happening and see if we can fix it by next session.
Okay.
Right? Because we have a lot to cover today. So let's start resume with our stuff. Anyone whose ID is not working, for you command line is working, I hope. And you can navigate to where your hello world file is.
If our ID isn't even working, what would we do then?
So is your command line working so far? Have you been
Yeah, I can use my command.
Okay, then that's good. So we'll do that. For people whose IDs are working, they can stick to IDE. And then after today's session is over, before next session, research on it, why the command line didn't work, and fix that. But for people who don't have their ID functional, use a command line way.
How do you connect command to IDE again?
Repeat your question again.
What did you say? Sorry.
I didn't get the question.
Repeat the question.
Well, I said, how do you connect IDE to command again?
You don't have to connect IDE to command. What you're trying to do is, wherever your file is, Java file is, you want to navigate to that directory from the command line. So what you do is, you have Windows running on your computer, right?
What? Sorry.
You have Windows running on your computer? Is it a Windows computer?
I'm a Mac, so I have command running.
Okay, perfect. So we both are running Mac. So you can look at my screen, right? You see it?
Yes, I see your screen.
When you have the IDE, you can right click on it, and then you can click on, you can find reveal in Finder. You see that?
What did you say? Sorry. A reveal in Finder. Okay.
Yeah, reveal in Finder. Click that, and then it'll open a Finder, and it'll highlight the file in there. You see hello world.java there?
Yes.
Okay, when you right click on it and do a get info, see this, right? Here it says, on my computer, it says it's on desktop, AP Computer Science, right? On your computer, it might be showing something different.
Yes. Okay.
So that's the location where you have to go. So now what you do is you press the command and space key and then type terminal here. Right?
Wait a minute.
So did your terminal open yet?
Says I have it open and it's not working for some reason.
Not working for some reason. Do you have access to anything else where you can run the program?
What did you say? Sorry.
Do you have access to your ID is not working, right? And then the terminal is not opening. So that's a problem. Okay, now on my computer, do you see this Mac icon?
Yes, I do.
Right?
Mhm.
In there is something you'll see force quit.
Yes.
Click on that. And do you see your terminal listed in this?
Yes, I do.
Select a terminal and click on force quit.
I clicked on force quit.
Did it like kill your terminal?
Okay.
Do you still see it in the list here, or?
No, it's not there.
Okay, now hit the command and space key and type terminal and see if it opens now.
It opened.
It opened, right? Perfect. So now in there, you see in the file info, there's a path where your file is located. So you have to go there. So you have to do a CD and just type like / user, and then your username. So in my case, it's Prakash, and then desktop.
What do I do? Sorry. So I do /user.
Yeah, you see that path that you have on when you do a file info. Remember, it opens something, and there's a section called where, and it says Mac and then user and whatever. So you have to on your command line, you have to keep doing that. Is just type cd space and start with a / and write the whole thing. So use like user us and hit a tab. It will fill it for you. And so you have to kind of navigate to the folder location where your file is.
Okay.
Okay. So let me know once you are there.
I hit enter and it just said untitled. So it worked, I think.
Okay, so do a ls. Do you see hello world.java?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Anyone else having problem? Either command line or IDE, one should work.
My code just won't run, but I don't know if that's related to IDE or anything else.
Your code won't run.
Yeah, it just doesn't give me an option to run because it says the auto double is redundant.
Yes, that's fine. It won't run because of that. That's strange.
Yeah.
Okay, not a problem. So it okay, fine. So comment out a double and see if it runs. Then the idea here is whether it is running or not. And you're doing it in IDE, right?
I mean the idea, yeah.
Okay. So okay, hold on, everyone. People with command line, you see hello world Java. Now type Java C, and then the file name helloworld.java and hit enter. Anyone having problem there? Okay, once you have done that, then just type Java space and just type hello world. No dot, nothing, just hello world and hit enter. People with command line, everyone is fine, right?
Wait, how did we get there again? I'm sorry, I couldn't.
What computer do you have, Mac or Windows?
Mac.
Okay, so you find where, you know where your file, your
Yeah.
project file
Hello
is?
world. Yeah.
So in a terminal, do you navigate to that directory?
Hmm.
Right, and then once you are there, you should be able to see when you do a ls, you should be able to see your hello world.java file.
Okay.
Wait, so I just go to the file with the hello world.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, and then once you are there,
I'm sorry.
sorry, go ahead. Did I miss?
I was just wondering if my IntelliJ didn't work on running it. Will the command be able to do it then or something?
Yeah, if your Java has been installed right, then you can compile your program through command line as well.
So I'm just guiding it from the to the file which I have all my okay, wait. It's showing when oh, sorry.
Harris, do you have a Mac?
I have Windows.
Okay. What does it say when you type in Java C? Does it give you an error on your command prompt?
Wait, what do I type?
Okay. Can I steal the spotlight for you a bit, Prakash?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Everyone that has Windows, take a look at my screen. I'm gonna share my screen because I think most of you guys have this problem. Let's see.
I guess it is important to fix this problem one or the other way, either IDE or command line, is because today we are going to write a bunch of code. So
okay, so the people that the students that have Windows, make sure you look at my screen. So just go to Start and then type CMD, right? And then you would have the the command prompt. And then if you type Java C, it should do all this. It should print all this thing out, all these options out. But if it says something like this, where Java C is not recognized internal, to fix this problem, go to Start and then type in environment. Oops, environment. Sorry, I can't spell. Environment variables like this, and then this little icon pops up. So just make sure to type that in, and then it says edit system edit environment variables. Click on it, and then this thing pops up. If it tells you to ask permission, just give it permission, and then click on the last button. It says environment variables. Okay, and then this thing pops up. Go look for your system variables. Scroll down where it says system path. Okay, so in your path, you're gonna click on edit. Okay, and then scroll down and look for Java. If you don't have Java like I do, that means you don't have it in your path. If you don't, the way to add it is go through your file system. So go through your computer. Mine is located. I installed my Java on C, so most likely you guys also installed it on C, unless you specifically installed it somewhere else. So just go to C, and then go to Program Files. Not 86 because I installed the 64 version. So just click on Program Files and then look for Java. And inside Java, look for I have JDK 14. Maybe you guys have a different version, so just double click that one, and then go inside bin. Okay, inside bin, JRE. Look for JDK. You have to have JDK, not JRE. I think JRE also has it. I think yeah. You can either. Wait, Java C. JRE doesn't have it. You have to. You need to have the JDK. What do you mean you have a big list?
I was just looking at you showed at the beginning.
This list? This one?
No, on the command.
Ah, okay. Yeah, if you have the big list, that means you have it installed. You have no problem with the Java. You just have to make sure you're in the right folder where your Java program is. And then if you don't have it in your path, just make sure to go this one. Make sure you have JDK installed, and then go inside the bin folder. Just copy this path and just click on new, and then this thing will pop up, and then just press Control V. Yeah, if you don't have JDK, you don't have the compiler. I don't think JRE has the compiler.
You need JDK. So download JDK. You can start downloading it now.
Yeah, JDK is the only one that has the Java C. JRE doesn't have it.
To download JDK, just look for go to Google
Yeah.
and then search for.
Yeah, once you have that, just paste it there and just press OK, and then it should work. If you go here and then just type in Java C, all this thing pops up. Type it. Yeah, it has to be ending with bin. So just go in bin and just this whole thing, Java bin. That's to make the CMD version to work. Make it work because by default I don't think Java installs it for the variables. Okay, yeah. So let me know if you have more questions.
Oh wait, where exactly do you look in your folders for it again? The JDK.
Just go to C. So go to my computer, go to C, program files, and then look for Java.
Okay.
And then your JDK, and then look for bin. So my path looks like this. It might not be yours. Mine's a C, program, Java, JDK, and bin.
Is it where is it in again? Can you say that one more time? Sorry.
Are you? This is for Windows only.
Yeah, I have Windows.
Oh, okay. It's C. And then,
yeah.
I mean, mine is C. Yeah. So program files.
Uh-huh.
Java. And then did you find Java?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. And then it says JDK whatever number. Mine says 14. It has to have JDK in its name.
I only have JRE.
Yeah, so that means you need to download JDK.
Oh, okay.
So here, I'll show you guys the link for it. Okay, so this is what you guys do. Just type in Java JDK on Google, and just click on where it says Java SE downloads, and then there it says SE 14, and just click on JDK download. For this one, you do need an account. For some reason, Java is asking for an account. So just install the x64 installer. Click on that, and then it should download for you.
Yeah, if you're downloading the latest JDK, it doesn't require an account.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. So you don't. Mine didn't. Mine just downloaded. Yeah. So you just install your 64 installer, and it should install. Mine's just downloaded. And you can just click it and install everything. It should be fairly fast. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, of course. Okay, I'm gonna hand it back to you, Mr. Prakash.
Thanks, Fernando. I think we should hold on to that for a moment because let the downloads be complete. Because if we can't write and compile the code, then what's the point? Because most of our session today is about writing code. So let's sort that, and I'm sure some.
Wait, sorry, Prakash. So after you pull up the hello world.java and you see like the preview, what do you do with it in order to get to the Java C thing?
The point here is to find the location.
Yeah, I found the location. I
okay, then
have
you
the
open-
info. What do I do now?
Okay, so you open a terminal, which is you press the command and space key together. Like press the command key and then press the space key after that.
Yeah, command space.
And then type terminal.
Go. Sorry. Go.
Terminal.
I don't see it.
Terminal. Just type terminal.
okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It'll do it for you. So you'll see a black terminal there. Click that.
I don't see a black domino.
Not
I
down.
just. Or sorry, terminal. My terminal's white.
That's
Just.
fine. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in there, now you have to do a CD, and you have to go to
Okay.
the where your file is,
CD. Yeah.
right?
And then go to where the thing is. So if it's on my desktop, then should I just put desktop or?
Yeah, just do CD, and then do a. Wait a minute. Well, you can do. I don't know. Do a present working directory PWD. What does it say?
If I hit desktop, it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, do a PWD.
B, sorry.
Okay. Check the chat window. And PWD.
PWD. Okay.
What does it say?
CD, PWD. No such file or directory.
In a terminal, you're doing PWD and it says no file.
Yeah. Yeah. No such. I'm doing CD, PWD.
And you don't
it's-
need no CD, just do PWD.
Oh, no CD. Oh yeah. Then it just shows the desktop.
You're
And
already
do I
on
just CD
desktop.
that?
Yeah, you're already on desktop. Means.
Yeah. Yeah, it showed the thing I should paste, right? And then I should just do CD and then do that.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Nothing happened. Maybe I don't need a space.
Wait a minute. So write a command ls. What is it? What do you see?
ls just shows the things on my desktop.
Yeah. Do you see if your project is on
Yeah,
desktop?
I see it. I see the hello world.iml and then the src.
Yeah. So do a CD space src.
CD space src. Okay. That didn't work either for some reason. Do you want me to just share my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
But wait, Fernando is doing something. So right.
Oh wait, sorry. Yeah, I'll wait.
Yeah. So what is it, Zane? Yeah. Reese. Who's Zane?
Zane.
Yeah, Zane. All you have to do is click on the start menu. Start.
okay.
Just type environmental variables.
Oh yeah, I already have that window open.
Oh, okay. So inside there, just click on environment variables, the last button.
Okay.
Okay, and in there, on the bottom one, the system variables, look for path.
Path. Okay, I found path. It's already set to something.
Yeah, just click edit.
Okay.
And then scroll all the way down.
Okay.
Click on new.
Okay.
And copy and paste the path for the bin, ending in bin, and then paste it in there.
Oh, okay.
And it should look something like mine at the end. It says program files, whatever, bin.
Yeah, it's C program files Java JDK 14.0.1/bin.
Yeah, and just press OK. Press OK again, and just OK on everything. And then do another search, and then type in just CMD for command prompt.
Okay. Wait, for some reason the path's not changing in my system variables thing. It's just staying at the old one. Should I delete it and like add a new one again?
No, it should have it. Can you share your screen?
Yeah. Okay, I'm sharing.
Okay.
All right, so basically, like the path is like set to this right now.
Yeah.
So then I just go to edit and then I click on this.
Yeah, it's already there. Yeah,
It's
it adds
there?
it adds it to the end. That's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a long list. Just press OK. Yeah, just press OK again.
Okay.
Okay, and go to start and then type in CMD.
Okay.
Yeah, and then type in Java C. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just press enter.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. You have Java
Right.
C. So So
And
now
that's it.
just do the CD and then change it to the correct folder. So remember, it's
Hope
the
it works.
You can just do the trick I showed you. Just open up the
Oh.
folder, the
Yeah.
folder, and just type in CMD on the address bar, and it should open.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, and then CMD. Yeah, it's
And just
faster.
do Java C.
It is Java C and then space. I forgot what the command was. Is it
Yeah, that's
dash
fine.
hello world?
Hello. Yeah, just
Yeah.
Hello world.
Dash
yeah,
hello world.
Oh, okay.
No, there's no dash. Just do Java
Oh.
C space and then
Ah.
file name. Just-
Okay.
yeah.
Dot Java.
And then just do Java without the C.
Yes. And then hello world. That's it.
Oh,
Nice.
So what does it say?
just a long error message.
You have your JRE installed. Hmm. Have a conflict.
J and I error.
Okay, so you have a JRE, which is older version. Java runtime environment is something that is used for running Java program. Whereas JDK is used to compile it. So your JDK is newer, is recent than JRE. So what is
Okay.
happening is you're compiling a code with a latest version of Java, but your installed Java is not latest.
So I need to download a newer JRE.
Should not have to download in your environment variables. See somewhere, is there some other Java somewhere else too?
What'd you say?
Go to
back
your
to
environment variables.
variables.
Okay.
And see if you can find Java home
In
your
here.
Okay, in here, see if there's another Java somewhere.
I think this is the only one right here.
No, there's
some other
another one.
old-
This
There
is
is
Java.
Oh yeah, right here, Java path.
Yeah. So delete that.
Okay.
Okay. Scroll down. Okay. And then here, scroll down. See if there's something called a Java home. No, nothing here, right?
Java home. I don't.
You don't need a Java home.
How about on the top there? Does it say Java home anywhere? No.
No.
Okay, then hit OK. And open your terminal again. Open your terminal again.
It's open.
Close this and open it again.
Oh. Okay.
And do a OK to the system properties. Okay, now navigate to the same location.
Oh yeah. Okay. There we go.
And then do Java. Hello world. Alright. Did any of the programs run for you in past?
Well, they run through this. They run through the IDE, but I've never ran them through CMD before.
Then that's fine. Don't do that now.
Okay.
The point here is that let's all have it working at least one way.
Okay. Yeah.
See if your IDE is still working.
Yeah, it's still working. Oh, let's see. Yeah.
Okay, fine. We're fine. Who has problem with at least one way of making this work?
All right.
I'm not so sure how to set the CMD to my Java folder, because I did the CD and then copy and pasted the path to the Java folder, and then nothing else shows up below. It was kind of like what was happening to Zane.
Is your IDE working, Harris?
My ID, no.
No. You're running Windows, right?
Yeah.
Can you share the screen?
Okay.
So do a CD space and then in double quotes put that path.
Okay. This.
Yeah, hit enter. What is going on with the drives? Looks like it's not working for anyone, right?
Oh, for the drive stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the drive stuff, I told you it's the easiest way you can do it is just open up the folder with the Explorer and just type in CMD in the address bar. It does it automatically for you. So
Wait, where?
So open up your folder. Are you sharing only your CMD stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. If you want to do it through CMD, I can teach you how to do it. Okay, just type in D:.
D:.
Okay, press enter. Yeah, and then there you go. You changed it. Now you're in the file.
Oh, and then I do.
You're already there. You're already there.
Do a ls or something like that.
No, it's not ls. It's
dir.
No, it's check directory. It's chdir. Yeah, I think it's chdir.
I gotta type that in.
Yeah, you type that in.
CHDR.
Yeah.
Enter.
Wait.
Let's change the directory. Do a dir. Just type dir. Okay. You see the src there? Do a cd space src. Write dir. Type dir again.
Pardon?
Type dir again.
DR.
dir directory. Yeah. You don't have the file here?
I'm not sure.
Where is your hello world file? Do you have your IDE open? Where is your Java, hello world.java file? Do you know that?
Yeah, I put it in my thing here, in my files.
Do you have your IDE open? Can you share that?
Okay.
Okay, so right click on your hello world. Why does it not have Java? Okay, so right click on your hello world. Yeah, right click and show in folder, show in explorer, go down, up, there, yeah.
Yeah, I did it.
Did it open something? On the top, just type CMD as Fernando was saying.
Oh, wait, let me present that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so on the top, click anywhere after SRC and just type CMD. Did it open a terminal?
Type in CMD. Erase everything and type CMD. Okay, press enter. It should have opened a terminal. You can just share your whole screen. It's easier sharing one.
Oh, my friends are calling me.
So do you see your terminal now?
Wait, so should we still be doing this if our IntelliJ is working?
No, I just need everyone something to work, either the terminal or the IntelliJ. If your IntelliJ is working, that's well and good.
Okay.
The reason why is because we'll be doing a lot of programming today. If half the people things don't work, then how will they? They're not able to work. So did Harris drop? I mean, is he going to join or not? Anyhow, so let's for everyone else, we all have one thing working, right? Either terminal or IDE. Anyone with any more issues? Okay, so then let's start again. Let's resume. We have spent enough time on trying to fix it. So we all have a homework, which is once the session is done, for the next session, have command line working. So let me share my screen. That screen. Okay. You all can see my screen now, right? So we'll resume from where we left. Everyone have this running, and when you run it, you all will see that the first statement prints 100 while the other one prints 100.0. So it means that the integer auto int was automatically converted to a double by Java. So this is called widening. One data type got converted to a bigger type automatically without any of us doing anything. So what we learned today is widening is automatic in Java. Moving on to the next. So opposite to widening is narrowing. Right? In widening, integer became a double. So the question is, how about narrowing? Can double become an integer? So everyone quickly, between your main braces, type this piece of code. So what we're trying to do here is, we have a double, 100.04, and we're trying to convert it into an integer, and we're going to print the value.
Should we replace the code we have right now then?
Yes. Let's not spend a lot of time doing this. So once you have done it, save the file, and for command line, just do Java C space same hello world dot Java, and then just write Java hello world after that to run it. For IDE, once you're done, save it and then run it. Everyone was able to run it? Uh, any errors? Success?
There's a lossy conversion error.
Okay. How about everyone else? Did it work for anyone?
I had the same error as him. Got a lossy conversion error.
Okay. Let's wait 30 more seconds and hopefully everyone will be done. Let's see who has it running.
I
I
think
have the same lossy conversion error.
Oh, looks like everyone got the same error, the lossy conversion error. So what Java is trying to tell you is it cannot do a type narrowing for you. The reason is because there's a chance that you may be losing some information because you're trying to convert a bigger data type into a smaller data type. So you're trying to stuff a big value into a smaller value. So there'll be loss. So Java cannot do that for you automatically. But if you are sure that you're fine with the loss or there won't be any loss, then you can instruct Java to do it explicitly for you. So how do we do that? So look at my screen, and the code remains pretty much same for the most part. The only one difference is where you do integer I is equal to d. Just put int in brackets. So when we do that, we are telling Java that I know what I'm doing and convert the double into an integer for me. So quickly do that and see what happens. Is the error message gone?
Mine, it's not even working without that.
What's happening again?
I think I might have typed it wrong in the beginning, but it says that Java semicolon expected, but I put that in. No, it's saying that it's expecting a semicolon after public static void main.
And your code is exactly the same it is on the screen?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
You want to share the screen?
1 second. Let me try one more thing.
Mine says that hold on. Mine says that it cannot load main class hello world.
And you're doing it from IDE?
Yeah.
And it had worked in past?
Yes.
Okay, we'll look at it.
Am I presenting?
Yes. No, you do need a class type narrowing after the name. Delete that class narrowing.
This whole thing?
Yeah, totally. And you can delete all those empty spaces. Oh, you'll have to keep that bracket. Wait a minute. You can delete those empty spaces if you want between the bracket and function. And now save it and now do that again.
Okay, so that's what it's supposed to say, right?
Yeah, that's supposed to say. And then now you can make the fix, which is before d put integer in brackets. Who had the problem with ID again?
Please go ahead.
Yeah, share screen.
Okay, my screen should be sharing.
Okay, and type narrowing. What happened? Okay, so if you click on like expand source folder.
Wait, expand what?
In the project on the left column, there's this src directory. Expand that. Yeah, right click on. Why do you have two hello worlds?
I'm not sure.
Why is the screen? Okay, expand the. Click on the arrow next to hello world.java. What is type narrowing? Okay. Oh, double click on hello world. Oh, okay, I see the problem. So you renamed the class from type narrowing, like from hello world to type narrowing. So come to the right where the hello world is, the editor, and then rename your class to hello world rather than type narrowing. No space. Save it, and then see if it runs.
All right, it's good.
Go right. Yeah. So guys, don't change the class name. I have it there because I just wanted to make it relevant to the topic. But as we are, so only thing we'll change today throughout the session is between the main braces, right? So let me take the control back. All right, Rish? So you all can see my screen.
Yeah.
Let's resume. So what did we learn? We learned that automatic type narrowing is not allowed in Java. We get an error unless we explicitly ask Java to do that for us, which is by typecasting. So what we did is we typecasted double D into an integer by explicitly mentioning what type we want to convert to. So lesson learned is narrowing is not automatic. So if you accidentally do this, your compiler won't work. Now, when it is IDE, it's easy to find out. IDE will point you the error, but when you're writing in a notepad, you will not realize the mistake unless you compile your code. So moving on to the next topic, operators, right? So what is operators? Defined by Oracle is Java operators as special symbols that perform specific operations on 1, 2, or 3 operands and then return the result. What it means is, let's say 2 plus 3. So 2 and 3 are operators. Sorry, 2 and 3 are operands, while plus is an operator which does an operation on them, right? So we get a result 5. So that's what it says essentially. So in Java, there are 3 types of operators: arithmetic operators, unary operators, and assignment operators. Right? So very simple ones, very relevant to what we have done in our school so far. So nothing new we'll be learning, but worth going over. Arithmetic operators, Java uses standard mathematical operations. So if you want to add 2 numbers, you'll use plus. You want to find a difference, you'll use minus. For multiplication, you'll use star, and so on and so forth. And Java uses the same. So it's like writing simple math equations in Java when it comes to arithmetic. So there are 5 types. First is additive, which has a special role in Java, unlike other operands or operators. It can also be used for concatenation. So as an example, when we do integer x is 4 and y is 8, then x plus y will give us 12, while hello plus Java will give us hello Java. Right? Next is subtraction. It is to find a difference. So y minus x in this case is 4. What is x minus y? Zain, what do you say? What is x minus y?
-4.
Awesome. Multiplication, same as we do in math. X multiply y is 32. Division is the forward slash. So y divided by x is 2. Hallie, there. What is x divided by y?
Sorry, what did you say?
Uh, what will be result of x divided by y?
It's 1/2.
1/2, right? So which is 0.5. Going next, modulo or remainder. This is very interesting operator, and I will deep dive in this as we go further. But what it does is it gives you the remainder of a division. So when, as an example, when Haley rightly said is x divided by y is 1/2, which is 0.5, but we don't know what the remainder is unless we do some more math. But modulo will do that for us. So as an example, if you divide y by x, x divides y completely. There's no remainder. So the answer will be 0. So what will be the answer for x modulo y? Can Sam, you take a guess at it? What will be the remainder if you divide x by y? Sam, any guess?
Oh, sorry, I was muted.
Okay.
Oh wait, you divide x by y?
Yeah, what will be the remainder?
The remainder?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
No worries. Remainder will be 4 because 8 cannot divide 4. 8 is bigger than 4. It won't divide it. So, so that's where you use Modulo. When you don't know the answer, you will use that and it will give you the answer.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were like. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
It's okay. You'll get more chances. Don't worry about it. So, guys, it's not a maths test we are doing here. You're just learning Java, so it's fine. Everyone, quickly between your main brackets, delete all the code and write this one. And you all have 1 minute to do that at the max. As you get done, just type done so that we don't have to wait 1 minute. Any success? Anyone could complete it?
Yeah, it did all the math correctly.
Are you sure?
Wait, yeah, for me it did. It's just that I didn't change the public class because it said that it didn't work.
Yeah, just change between the main brackets. You don't have to change the class name.
Yeah, okay.
But what is the result of 2 divided by 3?
Yeah, that's not right. Yeah, that's not right.
How about everyone else?
It says 0 for me.
0 for you, right? The question is why is the result 0? Definitely 2 divided by 3 is not 0. We all know that.
Is it because like you can only have doubles when you specify that it can have a double?
You're right, actually. So what is Java doing here is it looks at 2, it looks at 3. It says there's no fraction here, so they must be integer. And it tries to divide integer by an integer, and it expects the result to be integer. And as integers cannot store fractions, it'll just have 0 in there.
I got an error message.
What is the error?
It says Java unexpected type required variable found value.
That is a very complex error you have there. Okay, so why did we have that error? Can you quickly share your screen?
Yes.
Found variable. Is that why does your window keep moving around? Print line. So double click on the error, see where it takes you. Maybe click on the file right above that, where the error is. It should take you. Okay, it takes you there. Yeah, what is that? Equal to in the middle? 2 equal to 3?
What?
Do you have that 2 is equal to 3? That's what we have written there.
Yeah, 2 is equal to 3.
That's not what we wanted. Replace that equal to with a asterisk.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, now run it. Okay, there it is. Now it's working, right? So what was the problem? Why did it complain? Is what it was trying to do was it was trying to assign 3 to 2, and that's not allowed. You can't, it's kind of not possible. You not have 2 equal to 3, right? So for everyone else, it worked, right? So let's resume from where we left. So we all saw that the result for 2 divided by 3 is 0, and that's surprising. You expected some fraction here, but it didn't show up. Is because as I was explaining, Java looks at that and it says, oh, 2 is an integer, 3 is integer. So as the operation is between two integers, it will expect the result to be integer as well. And as integers don't store fraction, it will drop everything after decimal. So 2 divided by 3 gave us a 0. So what's the fix for that? We really want to know the right answer. So we tell Java that it is not an integer math, it's a double math. So we typecast 2 as a double. That tells Java that, hey, you know what, one of them is double. So let me widen an integer to double, and then as now both are double, so the result will also be double. So now we see a fraction, right? Makes sense. So this was an example to also demonstrate the auto typecasting or narrowing and widening is how we need it sometimes. Any questions so far? I'll take it as no. Stop me if you have any question. Now let's look at modulo operator. Why is it a good topic to look at? Is because it's very easy and it's tricky at the same time. So a lot of questions can be formulated around modulo. Because it's division, but now what we're looking at is a remainder, not the quotient, which is not the normal use case in daily life. So it's kind of puzzling to the mind. Now, modulo operator is a percentage sign, and then x modulo y returns the remainder after dividing x by y. As an example, if you divide 2 by 3, the result is 2. Why? Because if you look at the division here, 0 times 3 is 0, and then the remainder is 2. You cannot go further down than that. So that's the result of 2 modulo 3. 5 modulo 2 is 1. Why is it 1? Because if you divide 5 by 2, you are left with remainder 1. We all are on the page here. The same that we learned in school, normal division, but now we're looking at the remainder rather than the quotient. Now here comes the question. What will be the remainder of 13 divided by 7? 13 modulo 7, what will be the remainder? Rish, do you want to take a stab?
Me?
Yeah. What is 13 modulo 7?
The answer is 6. That the remainder is 6.
All right. That's right. Gavin, what is the remainder of 8 modulo 9?
8 modulo 9?
Yes.
0.88 repeating.
No, that's not right. The remainder here.
Yes, what? 0 then? Because it's just a fraction. It doesn't go into
the remainder. Remainder is, I think remainder will be 8 because 9 cannot divide 8. So
yeah.
left with 8 as a
Oh,
remainder.
so it's just 8? Alright, so if it doesn't go into it, it just goes into... Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't have to divide it to fractions. We're just looking for the remainder here, because
Alright.
modulo operator will always return you a remainder. It won't give you 0.8, the actual result of the way.
Wait, so if it's a fraction, then is it just like the smaller number? Is the remainder?
So let's look at the first example. It says 2 modulo 3. And now the way you divide that is you try to divide 2 by 3, but you cannot divide 2 by 3. There's no multiple there. So 3 0 times is 0, and then plus 2 is the remainder. You cannot further divide that.
Okay, so basically, if the first number is less than the second number, the remainder is just the first number.
That's true, but that's not the thing that I want us to get out from here. But that's one point. That's a good point to remember. As an example, in 13 modulo 7, we did get an answer 6. We didn't get answer 13. So,
yeah.
Right. All right, Parashar, you there? Next is for you. What is the result of 9 modulo 9?
0.
That's great. Nate, you're on call.
Oh, okay.
Next is for you. What is the result of 10 modulo 9?
Would that be 1?
That will be 1. That's right. Edward, on call?
Yeah.
Next for you, what is 25 modulo 5?
0.
Perfect. So that's right. Why? Because 5 completely divides 25. So there won't be any remainder. So what did we see in these two being common? And that was a point that was made earlier, is if a divisor is larger than the whatever the math term is. So if you're dividing a lower number by a bigger number, the remainder is a lower number as is, right? In first case, you divide 2 by 3, it's 2. In this case, divide 8 by 9, result is 8 itself. So that's one point to observe. What is common between these two observations here? Zain, do you want to guess?
They're both modulo 0 because they don't have a remainder.
They don't have remainder. So when a number is completely divisible, then there's no remainder. So when you do a modulo and you get a result 0, it means both the numbers were completely divisible, right? Now, what is common between these remaining 3? It's an open question. Anyone can take a guess.
What was the question again?
What is common between the 3 boxes in blue?
In blue?
Yeah.
They all have remainders because the bigger number is being divided by a smaller number.
Great. And what the remainder that is left, what does it tell us? Like, does it give us any information? Like 5 modulo 2 is 1. Anything you can guess that 1 could be an indicator of?
Something that's left over, or like...
Yeah, you're close enough. So what it tells us is how much is... so like as an example, 5 modulo 2. So 2 times 2 is 4, and then we're left with 1, which means if you subtract 1 from 5, it makes it completely divisible by 2. Right? 13 modulo 7 is 6. So if you subtract 6 from 13, then whatever is the result will be completely divisible by 7. Right? 10 modulo 9 is 1. So if you subtract 1 from 10, it makes it 9, which is completely divisible by 9. You guys with me so far?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the second observation we have from this. Sorry, anyone had a question? No. Right? So the second observation we have, let's look at 5 modulo 2 again. The result is 1, right? If you add 1, that's wrong example. Let me think of a better example to put this point forward. But okay, so let's look at 13 modulo 7. The result is 6, right? Now, if you subtract 6 from 7, the answer is 1. If you add that 1 to 13, it makes it 14, and that's completely divisible. Same with 10 modulo 9. The result is 1. Now you subtract 1 from 9, you'll get 8. You add 8 to 10, and that makes it 18, which is completely divisible by 9. So what this remainder in these 3 cases tell us is 2 things. You can find out how much more you have from your like, in the first case you had 1 more, which makes it 5, and that's why it's not divisible. Or you can find out how much more you have to add to 5 to make it divisible. So how much you can subtract from 5 to make it divisible, and how much you can add to it to make it divisible. So it gives you both information. Do you guys see the point here? So that's the tricky part of this modulo is in AP exams, you may get questions where you'll have to use this like fundamental of remainders to get the answers. We'll learn more about it as we proceed further. But so far so good. Any question?
No, I don't have any.
Yeah, let's move forward. So let's write a program real quick between domains, main block. Write these 4 lines. 1 minute to do that, and run it. It's done. What's the result? Do you all get the same? Anyone getting any different result?
1301.
Right. All of you get the same result?
Yeah, I got that.
Okay. Just wait a few more seconds and because next to this is we have to write some programs as we would do it in the AP, and then you guys have to do it. There's no sample program to look at, so I want everyone to be running their code at this point in time, and hopefully everyone gets the same result, 1301. What it is printing out here is remainders from the divisions that we're doing. 11 divided by 10, remainder is 1, so on and so forth. So I'll move to the next slide, and we have to write a program real quick. The way we'll do this is same that we have been doing so far. Between the main blocks, we'll write our logic. So write a program to find odd and even numbers. So you have 4 numbers and you have to print which ones are odd and which ones are even. So you can print all even numbers as maybe 0 or 1 or either one. So write a program and have 4 variables and assign these values to those 4 variables. And in the output, you have to print if the number is an even number, the output should print 0. If it is an odd number, it should print 1. You have 1.5 minutes to do that. But before we do that, anyone wants to take a stab at how will we find out if a number is even or odd?
I have an idea.
Yes, go ahead.
So yeah, like Edward said, we just basically do mod 2, and if it's gives a remainder of 0, it's even. Remainder of 1, it's odd.
That's actually a nice trick to do that. Yes, you're right. If you do mod, then the remainder will give us an idea of whether it is even or odd, because an even number will be completely divisible by 2 and will have a 0 remainder, while odd number will have some remainder left. Maybe 1 remainder left. So we have 15 minutes before today's session ends. So let's do one thing. Instead of writing this program, let's just go over these questions and work on ideas how to write a program. And maybe after today's session, you all can write programs and verify that. Right? So next question would be, and these could be something similar that you may expect in AP exam. These are not very tough questions, just easy ones. This one is get the last digit from following integers, 1554. That should return 4. 4332, 4322 should return 2. 7 should return 7. 99 should return 9. So who want to take a, Parashar, do you want to take a guess at this? How would you program this?
Maybe you could put like you could set a variable, like you could set an integer and then you could say system. You could print the integer, but then there's some code that you can say that just print the last digit.
Yeah, so the question here is what will that code be, which will give you the last digit?
I'm not sure actually.
Okay, how about Hallie? Do you want to take a guess? It's a very neat trick. It actually follows the first trick. Very simple. You guys will be surprised. It is as simple. Anyone? The question is open to the floor. Anyone has a guess?
It's probably not like the best way to do it, but what you could do is you could just like find like the length of it, and then just like go to the last letter by using that length, and then you just print the last. I'm sorry, print the last number. I mean.
No, you're making it complicated. So for your approach, what you are recommending is we'll first convert an integer into a string, and then we find the string length, and then whatever length it is minus 1, and then do a substring. So it's a long process, isn't it? And
yeah.
These are all integers. These are not strings. And string is not in AP course syllabus. So that may not be the right answer. Even if it was, that's not efficient. We are doing so many steps. Any more guesses? No guess? Okay, here's the answer. If you do a number modulo 10, it'll give you the last result, last digit. Try that. If we divide 1554 by 10, the remainder is 4. If you divide 7 by 10, the remainder is 7. We all agree to that? And if you divide 99 by 10, the result is 9. So a quick modulo can give you the last digit. How cool is that? Are you guys with me on this? Any confusion? I think you all understood it. So, so essentially, this can also be extrapolated to saying, okay, give last two digits. Then in that case, you will do a modulo 100 rather than 10. So it's a very nice trick to find the last digits of a number. Moving on. Next question is minutes remaining to next hour. So let's say it is 45 minutes. So 15 minutes remaining for the next hour, right? As an example, if it is 115 minutes, then 5 minutes remaining for the next hour. Because after 5 minutes, it'll be 120 minutes. That's 2 hours. So if given a number, like let's say 3,786, how many minutes remaining for the next hour? Who would like to take a guess at how will we do this?
Maybe modulo 60.
Okay, and so what will modulo 60 give you?
The remainder of minutes for the next hour.
Is that true? If you, let's say the example here, so a lot of times the answer is in the question. So it says when it is 45 minutes, it's 15 minutes remaining. So if you do a 45 modulo 60, you'll get 45. We all have seen that is if you divide a smaller number by a bigger number, the smaller number is the remainder. So 45 modulo 60 will give you 45 and not 15. Right?
Yeah.
So how will you get 15 out of that?
Do mod 60 and then just do 60 minus the answer you get.
Exactly, there you go. That's what it is. Look at the second one, second example. It says 115 minutes. Divide that by, like, do a mod 60. It'll give us it'll give us what is that, 55? Yes, the answer is 55. And then you subtract 55 from 60 is 5 minutes. So 5 minutes remaining to the next hour. So any number you pick, you do a mod 60, whatever is the result, you do 60 minus that, and those many minutes are remaining. How cool is that technique, right? So Modulo is very powerful. It's very interesting. You all should practice it before the next session, and you will fall in love with it. Next question. This is the last question for today's session, and it has to stand to its reputation, right? So the question is: there's a circular racetrack, and its circumference is 5 miles, right? So if you go around the whole racetrack and come back to the same starting position, it is 5 miles. And a car has traveled 2,753 miles on the racetrack. The question is, how many laps has the car completed so far? So a lap is wherever it started from, it has gone round the track once and it has crossed the same point, the starting point. That makes it one lap. So the question is, if the car has traveled 2,753 miles on the racetrack, how many laps did the car travel? Like, how many laps has it completed? What will be the ideation here? How would you tackle something like this? Sam, do you want to take a guess?
Yeah, isn't it just 2,753 divided by 5?
Is it divided by 5 or?
Well, that's what I would think.
I'm just kidding. No, you're right.
Mod. Oh,
No,
yeah.
no, you're absolutely right. I was just trying to challenge your confidence on this, but you're right. So to find how many laps it'll take, it's just divided by 5. And so the tricky part is, if we would have got a chance to code this, you would have seen the problem is is typically when there's division, you want to have double data type because division can result in fractions. Uh, and if you would have done that in this case, it would have given you like the fraction. But what we wanted was the non-fraction part of it. So the idea was to typecast it later on into integer. But the approach is right, which is we divide this number by 5, and whatever the result of division is the number of laps that has been completed so far. Now the follow-up question is, how many miles left for the car to complete current lap? So it has completed certain number of laps. We found that out, and it is somewhere in the process to complete this current lap. So how many more miles the car will have to drive before it completes the current lap? Who would like to take this challenge and come up with an idea? Nate?
How do you do the double thing again, where you make it print out a double instead of just an integer?
So you typecast one of the integer into a double. So you in bracket, in smooth brackets, you type double. So it means you're typecasting.
Yeah, and then parentheses, and then the 2,753 divided by 5, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then because wait 1 second.
That's the idea behind the first one.
Yeah, because then it doesn't. It keeps giving me 550 instead.
When you put double,
Yeah.
550.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's we'll look at your screen. Hold on to that. There's something very minor off probably. But do you want to take a guess on how many miles left for the car? How would you go about that?
Oh wait, no, the double worked. Never mind. It just worked.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, that's my bad. Maybe something with mod, like
So yeah, well,
you could do like mod the number, maybe the percent, the decimal that's left times mod or something like that.
well, the programming is about, computer is about garbage in, garbage out. So if we give it wrong logic, it is going to print wrong results. So we should know what exactly we're doing. Maybe it won't work. But yes, go ahead.
You could do 2,753 modulo 5 minus 5.
You are very close. You are almost right. The only thing you missed is when you do 2753 modulo 5, whatever result it is, you do 5 minus the result and not result minus 5.
Okay.
Right? But you are spot on. It is exactly the same approach that we used in the previous question, how many minutes into an hour. But isn't this very interesting, right? Don't you guys find it interesting? I find it interesting. I find unique ways to use Modulo very helpful. And the point here was not to test math, but to make sure that we all understand Modulo right, which I think we all do. That's good. Let's end our session today because we are almost 8:30. We spent a lot of time today setting up our environment. So next time, once the session is done, you guys can practice these questions at home and also see if your command line is working, because we'll be switching to command line sooner. Right?
So what is my homework? I'm not.
It is a little too early to give homework because I thought we'll be able to finish today's session. So I saved all the homework questions to the end. So next week there'll be questions.
They can actually work on some of these, right? These this current slide.
Of course, yeah. I mean, these needs to be good.
Can you guys try? Try this, and then we'll start looking at your solution next week.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Like if you guys can program this and make sure that your command line is working, nothing like it. Next week we'll start, and believe me, there is ton of interesting things coming up. We have just touched the surface.
All right. Since everybody is quiet, that means, yeah, that's, I don't want to call it homework. It's called enrichment work. Okay. All right.
It's okay if we keep using the IDE, because like my command line's not working, and I think a few other people's aren't either. So is it okay if we just keep using IDE, but really we just like don't use the features that they give? We just run it through it.
It is recommended not to use it, but if well, it's your call. I just don't want IDE to become a hindrance when you try to practice for the exam, because in the exam you won't have IDE, and it is very easy to form habit using IDE. It will correct you for every little mistakes that we do, and then we don't realize how often we do mistakes. So if you cannot make your command line work, stick with IDE. No problem with that. But at least give a try to make the command line work, right?
Okay. Wait, what if I just like wrote it in Notepad or something, so I don't have the IDE helping, and then I just copy and paste it into IDE just to run it?
That's a great idea. See, that's yeah, you can do that.
That's smart. I'll do that.
Yeah, and well, if you guys want to follow the same pattern, then make your IDE work. But next week, when we have the session, let's all have our stuff working, right? So do internet search and get it working. If you don't get it working, then reach out to Kumar, maybe Fernando during the week, and we all will work together and have it ready, right?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Prakash. I would definitely recommend, not recommend, you guys need to really make sure that your IntelliJ is working and you have a good text editor program that becomes your favorite. So try both and let us know how that goes next week.
Yeah, I know you all are Java programmers, like learning Java programming, and it's always good to know how to do it through command line. You may not use it, that's fine, but a good programmer should know all the ways to make their program work. So, just good for you to have it under your wings. Anyhow, any questions that I can answer? Any concerns?
So we should just keep doing more of these type of problems then, like the ones that are on this slide.
Yes, you can practice some of them, but remember the idea here is not to test math, but to test to develop your understanding of Modulo, because it's a very fascinating operator. And you all can also do a mixed match of, as an example, in the last question, how many laps has the car completed? It's a division. A double is the right data type to use because division results in fraction. But in this case, integer would help better, because you need the whole number and not the fraction part. So, try to practice some more such cases wherein, even though it is division, you don't need the fraction part of it. So that helps you choose the right data type for your solution.
All right, very good. Thank you, Prakash. Anybody has any questions? Meanwhile, shoot me an email to mxirvine@bytesandbots.com, Fernando, or I will help you, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Prakash.
Bye, Fernando. Thanks for the help.
Of course.